All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Quadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakathum. And don't be distracted by the Diddy trial. And just remember that there are sleeper cells that they're basically announcing now. You saw leaks these headlines into the media. There are sleeper cells all over America, and it was called out that the area that we're in out here in Kansas City is a hot spot for them, which makes a lot of sense because it's the center of the country and there's a lot of military bases around here, and they want to scare people, you know. So you know, always be on the lookout, man, and be circumspect because you know, we got this holiday coming up. It's America's birthday, so to speak. You know, basically on Friday, so that's a prime target date for some wickedness to go down. You know, so if they're announcing that these sleeper cells are coming online, all right, and they got you looking over here with Diddy because they want everybody to basically say they hype Diddy up to be this big demon, which he was, but there's a reason the media shines such a big light on him. Even when you heard them using the word freak off instead of saying, you know, SA, that's how Esau normally talks. He'll say, you know, SA or sexual assault. You know, that's the language that he'll use. But you heard him saying the word freak off in the media. Why was he saying that? You know, because he wanted to paint an extra demonic picture on this guy for when they inevitably let this guy walk free, because he wasn't going to do no real time. Or if he did, you know, he's in a place where, you know, he's living better than you, locked up, you know. So we knew this guy was gonna walk. So, but that's what they want. They want everybody distracted, looking over here, you know, painting him out to be this big villain, only to let him walk because they want people on social media talking about that, you know, worrying about this, you know. Because everything in America is basically theater, man. They don't really want critical thinkers. They don't want people that are locked in and paying attention to things. Because ultimately, this whole place is a farm. They're herding you around in whatever direction they see fit, you know? And so stay vigilant, man, you know? Because this thing could pop off this weekend. Some kind of mass attack could happen. It could be a cyber attack. It could be some sleeper cells start, you know, causing problems. All right, it could be a power outage. It could be a stock market crash. Okay, whatever it is, it's gonna edge people closer and closer towards their agenda. Okay, because they've already done the exercises. It could be another demic. Okay, whatever it is, they want people in a position of fear. Okay, that's the easiest way to motivate somebody. One, you make things very convenient for them, you know, or you make things very uncomfortable for them. That's how you get people motivated. Okay. They say the best way to manipulate somebody is to either give them a compliment or an insult, you know, and that's what Esau's MO is. Except he uses convenience and fear. He uses entertainment, all right, and drama. All right, to push you towards the direction that he was already going to do. His whole plan has already been carved out. Peter Thiel and all of these guys, they've had these plans, man. They've had no intention of just letting people, you know, vote their conscience. You know, as they say, they have no intention of allowing, you know, a free democracy, which democracy is bullshit anyway. You know, they had no intention of that, man. You know, so you gotta read these devils, man, and be on point. You know, if you go out, be circumspect, man. Don't be around people. I give this advice a lot, you know, but guard yourself, you know, because with all this stuff happening in the news, and then the real news nobody's paying attention to, you already know they're up to some wickedness, man. So, you know, keep putting prayers up, keep putting curses up. I just wanted to make this little quick lesson, man, just to remind brothers that, you know, distractions are a part of this thing, and as watchmen, you can't be the guy that gets duped by a distraction. You got to be on point, watching and warning, you know. And and that's a righteous thing. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rachakwadash Shalom. Kwam Yasharov.